Is it too late to start prepping? I've seen this suggested several times recently in the comments of my videos where people have came in and made the comment that it's too late to start prepping. If you aren't prepped up already, then it's too late. And pretty much what they're saying is, if you haven't been prepping for years and you aren't stocked up and you aren't ready to go, then you might as well just give up and not do anything because it's too late. You waited too long. But it's actually the truth. It's actually too late to start. It's actually too late to start prepping. And a lot of people think to be prepped that you have to have the huge retreat out somewhere in the countryside, that you have to have $20,000 worth of high-tech firearms and survival gear, that you have to have a 3 or 4 year stockpile of food. And while all that stuff is great and it will actually increase, of course, your chances of actually surviving hard times if you have the knowledge to go along with it, that is. If you have all that stockpile and you have no brain to go along with it, then you won't last very long anyways. Gear doesn't replace skill and common sense. But a lot of people think you have to have all that to be prepped. And like I said, it does help, but it's never too late to start prepping. If you don't have all that stuff, if you don't have anything, what you can do now is a plus. Do everything you can now, because time is definitely running out. But it's never too late to start prepping. If a major disaster is next week, if another lockdown is next week, and you start prepping now, you go spend your money to buy supplies and food and everything, and you start doing that now, then that's a good thing, because you'll have more when it happens if you start doing something now than you would if you did nothing. So it's never too late to start prepping. Granted, you may not get to the level that you think you need to be at, but anything helps. But the important thing is, stop wasting time. Stop sitting around thinking, is things going to get better? Is this next election going to make any difference? Do I really need to do this? Yes, you need to start prepping now. Don't wait any longer. Time is definitely running out, because lots of things are going on right now. We have an election going on. We have a huge national debt. We have the U.S. and China both banging their war drums right now. We have the great potential for another more severe lockdown here in the near future. Some people are saying when they turn on the G that it's going to affect people's health badly, and a lot of indications are that that's true. I'm not an expert in all that. I've done a little research on it, but I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but my research suggests that it's definitely going to have some bad health effects. And they will probably blame those health effects on the pandemic, the COVID-19 or the pandemic that we've been seeing here over the last 7 months. So that may happen. There may be another severe lockdown. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't see the future, but I know that every day you waste and don't do anything, that it's a day gone. Do everything you can right now. I watched a video this morning when I first got up. I get up usually before daylight. I get up around, usually between 5:30 and 6 o'clock is when I get up to get my day started. I watched a video from an Ice Age farmer, and he was talking about in that video the states buying up and stockpiling warehouses full of food. If they didn't think they're going to need that food, they wouldn't be stockpiling that food. So either they are stockpiling that food because they know there's going to be massive shortages and famine ahead, and they want to be able to distribute that out to people, or they know there's going to be massive food shortages and famine ahead, and they want to be able to use that food to control people. I don't know which it is. We know the track record of government, so we'll have to wait and see, I guess, on that. But the states are stockpiling food. That's one reason that the food has been in less supply when you go to the grocery store, because they've been stockpiling food. They haven't told us that, but it came out, and they have massive warehouses, as he was showing in that video. He was showing Washington State, I think it was, but like he said, other states are doing the same. And that's why you're seeing empty shelves, you're seeing low stocks of canned goods, and different foods are being in low supply because people are buying, people are stocking up. There is probably some supply and demand issues, plus the states are buying huge amounts and putting that back in warehouses. So the states are stockpiling, the states are prepping, so they know something's coming. So stop sitting around waiting. Stop thinking it's too late to start prepping, because it's never too late to start prepping. If you know there's going to be something major in 3 days, and you can run to the, it's not too late to start prepping for that. You might not get to the level you could have had if you started prepping early, but anything helps. So you got to get out and get it now. Don't wait any longer. Go out today. Every dime you have that you can spare, put that towards food and gear. And that brings me to the point of, what should you be doing? What should you be focusing your efforts on? First, you got to get some money to buy First, you got to get some money to actually do anything with, because most preps, unless you're just learning skills, cost money. You can watch videos for free. You can go out and learn a few skills for free, but most of the time, prepping, stockpiling costs money. So if you have an extra car, sell it. If you have extra anything, TV, extra cell phones, whatever you have, sell it. Have a yard sale. Sell what you have, and that you don't need. That's not actually essential to your life and well-being. Then get rid of that and put that towards buying supplies. What should you focus on right now? You should focus on food. That's the main thing right now you should focus on, is food. Stockpile as much food as you possibly can. Don't worry about buying a year's supply of Patriot Pantry or other long-term food storage. Don't worry about that. It's not going to be stockpiling this food and waiting 10, 15 years for something to happen. It's happening right now. You're going to need this food right now. Simply buy it, use it, and keep buying more as you can to keep a full, fresh supply. But it's not going to be 10 years from now that you're going to need this food, so don't worry about buying all these long-term food storage foods that they sell from the prepper supply companies. Those are great. I'm not saying not to buy those. If you had the money to buy those are great. They have a long shelf life, and they're really good. Some of them are. So if you want to buy those and you have the money, then by all means, go buy those. But don't think you have to go and spend the money to buy a year or 2 year supply of those foods. Go to your grocery store. As soon as you watch this video, go out, take every dollar you have, and go out to your local supermarket and buy everything that you can afford to purchase food-wise. Stock up on canned foods. Stock up on cooking oil, peanut butter, rice, beans, pasta, anything you can store out of the refrigerator or freezer, then that's a good thing to stockpile right now. Stockpile up everything you can, but stack it high as you possibly can and start doing it right now. Don't wait another day, because famine is definitely, starvation and hunger is definitely coming in the near future. It's already here for some people in certain areas. Stock it up. Focus on food storage. Another thing, once you get your food storage as much as you can stockpile, start focusing on seeds. Buy vegetable seeds, preferably non-hybrid seeds, but just get what you can right now. Get all the seeds you possibly can and stockpile those seeds back. Get stuff that you actually will eat that grows in your area. Do a little research and find out what vegetables grow good where you are, and stockpile the seeds to grow those vegetables where you are. Another thing you should be focusing on is gardening. Buy a couple of good gardening books if you haven't been gardening already, and start working your soil right now. It is August, so you'll be planting next year, most likely. There's a few things you can plant now and actually have a harvest depending on where you are and all that stuff, but usually right now you'll be planting your vegetables, seeds, and growing vegetables next year. So you'll need seeds with which to do that. We don't know what will be going on in the spring of next year. So right now is a good time to dig up your backyard and put some compost in there, put some organic matter in there, and till that all up and get that ready to go next year. If you are going to use raised beds, go ahead and build those raised beds now and get your soil ready and get everything ready and your compost and everything in those raised beds. That way everything will start decomposing and the nutrients will be usable for your plants when you plant in the spring. But guys, focus on buying food. Number one right now, stockpile your food high. Buy all you can afford when it comes to food. Sell everything you don't need. If you don't need it, if you don't use it all the time, and it's not essential to your survival, then sell it and stockpile food. Garden seeds. Stockpile seeds. If you have an area to plant a garden, till it up right now. Add organic matter to that and work it into the soil to get it ready for next year's planting. Same with the raised beds. Another thing you should be focusing on is buying. If you don't have one already, buy a gun. Any gun. Any gun beats no gun at all. A single shot 22 beats no gun at all. It's not the best option, but it beats no gun at all. A lot of people are talking about it's hard to find certain firearms, and they are in less supply. I went to my local gun dealer. He owns a sporting goods shop. It's not a big mega chain or anything. It's a locally owned, privately owned sporting goods store. And he deals in rifles, handguns, ammunition, camping supplies, fishing supplies, compound bows, recurve bows, crossbows, and things like that. And his shelf, he still has guns, he still has handguns, but they are less than what they used to be. So you can still find a gun. Go around and look, and you can find something at least. It might not be exactly what you want right now, but the important thing is to buy a gun. You need to have something to be able to defend yourself if someone's coming through the door. And even a single shot 22, like I said, isn't the best option, but it beats throwing a rock. So get what you can, get all the ammunition you can. You can buy a single shot break open shotgun. Those are pretty cheap. Get one of those. Those are actually pretty versatile. Get all the shotgun ammunition you can get. Number 4 shot, number 6 shot, slugs and buckshot are your top ammunition you should focus on right now. But any ammunition beats no ammunition. So get what you can, stockpile, concentrate on getting rid of what you don't need and using that money to buy food, seeds, a gun, work in your garden, work in your compost, and work your soil up to be able to plant next spring. But it's not too late to start prepping. It may be too late to actually get to the level that you think you should be at, but if you can increase your preps by this much, it beats this much. So guys, get out and do something. It's not too late to start prepping, but time is definitely running out. Guys, hope this video helped. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, turn notification, notification when I upload a new video. Also, guys, if you want to find out about how to prep on a budget, then consider going down the links below and clicking on that link to my book at Amazon and checking the reviews out on that book. It has food storage, gardening. It has everything you need to know. Water, retreat defense, home defense. Pretty much everything you need to know about what to stockpile, how to stockpile it, and how to survive what's coming is in that book. So guys, I appreciate you buying the book. It helps me, it helps you. But anyway, guys, MD Creekmore, I'm out here.